140 minutes since he'd scored in open play. Owen out to end the drought against Manchester City. 46 games since Arsenal. Good evening. As well as our three main games, we'll see Chelsea put their unbeaten record up against bottom club West Ham, plus all the other goals and stories from the Barclaycard Premiership. Ali's here, fresh from his brief performance on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. No need to phone a friend on this show, and he's right here for him. First action comes from Manchester City against second place Liverpool. Commentary from John Champion.
Rejected by Liverpool, rejuvenated by Manchester City. Opportunity knocks for Nicola Anelka, the spearhead of a team that shows one enforced change. Regular skipper Ali Benabia is suspended. Darren Huckabee comes in. The promise of Milan Baros contributed to Anelka's exit from Anfield. 4 goals from 3 starts suggests a very bright future. Dietmar Hamann returns, Moncho is injured, Jimmy Traore comes into a reshuffled back 4, and despite enduring his worst ever run without a goal from open play, 12 hours and 16 minutes, Michael Owen starts, hoping to take advantage of one of the Barclaycard Premiership's more accommodating defences. Manchester City haven't lost at home for a year. Liverpool usually win away, so fasten your seatbelts. There are 4 of the quickest Premiership strikers on show here today. It could be a wearing afternoon for any lumbering central defenders. Al Berkovic playing in the hole behind Huckabee and Anelka. Kevin Keegan only managed 1 top division goal as a player at Main Road. That was for Southampton, not Liverpool. The man he beat from the penalty spot, Joe Corrigan, now Liverpool's goalkeeping coach. It is a day for reunions. Distin. Heskey. And Owen could be in. And Schmeichel is exposed, and Schmeichel got enough on it to deny Owen the goal that he so craves. Frequent opponents over recent seasons, Owen and Schmeichel, and in their first head-to-head of the afternoon, Schmeichel comes out on top. 12 hours, 20 minutes, and counting. Murphy to take, Heskey near post. Gerrard forward 2, making a near post run. And Owen! 12 hours and 20 minutes, and the run is over. Normal service has been resumed. And it's a gift from Manchester City. 3.5 minutes played. The embarrassing failure to clear by Horlock first of all, setting up Michael Owen. He's had some chances, he's wasted some chances, but it would have been more or less impossible to refuse this gift-wrapped present. A stunning early blow struck by Liverpool. Kevin Keegan said, look, the run will come to an end very soon. I hope it's not today, I hope it's next week. But he was wrong, it is today, and his team are behind. Wright Phillips. Heskey and Rita to get past. That's a corner. They love Sean Wright-Phillips here, full of vim and vigour, full of running too. Up from the back, Sylvain Distin and Steve Howie, and from midfield, Foe. Berkovic, clever, Wright-Phillips, Huckabee! What a good chance. Came to him at some pace, but even so, surprised that he didn't manage to make better contact. 1 year ago tomorrow, since Main Road last saw a home defeat, that was a 4-0 loss to Wimbledon. Since when, 23 games unbeaten. Jensen, flipped off Carragher. Distin, Huckabee! Just too far in front of Anelka. Distin could have accepted the corner, went on, scuffed the cross. And Huckabee was, what, a yard away from connecting with his strike partner. It's offside against Milan Baros. We mentioned in passing how accommodating the Manchester City defence can be, but I don't think any of us thought they'd be this accommodating. First Horlock, then Jensen, and then thank you very much. And from the manager who never lost faith, attaboy. Foe. Good ball. Anelka. Chance for 1-1, but the offside flag's up. Anelka didn't know it. It may come as a relief, having skimmed the bar with the shot, but Glenn Turner's flag had long since gone up. Probably half a yard in it. Is there anything Anelka would love more than a goal against Liverpool, of all people, today? Heskey. Awkward for Steve Howie. Stuck to his task. Liverpool's throw. Sami Hyypiä has arrived almost unseen in the D. And it's aimed towards Hyypiä. Oh, and Schmeichel. Well, did he misjudge it to start with? Seemed like it was going to be an easy catch. He's now making out that he was very relaxed about the whole thing, but there seemed also to be just a degree of panic at the last moment. Seventh, fourth, third, and runners-up. Liverpool's positions in Gerard Houllièr's 4 full seasons in charge. Now Berkovic. Hustled out of it fairly by Murphy, who turns defence into attack with Gerrard. Looking for Owen, found unerringly. Michael Owen for Liverpool. Foiled by Schmeichel. It's almost telepathic the way that Gerrard just looks up, spreads play, and seemingly always finds the number 10 Michael Owen. Here's El Berkovic. Anelka. Trying from spectacular distance. That slipped the blue touch paper. Curling, but curling away from the upright. Horlock. Jensen. Huckabee. Turning and twisting away from Carragher. And then asking for the handball, but getting only a corner. Carragher was very close to Huckabee when he tried to cross the ball. The initial impression was that it didn't make contact with the hand or the arm, but it was via the leg, so there was very little Carragher could have done. A deflection up onto his arm. Well, a pretty good half to watch. The tangible difference between the sides stemming from one moment of fairly comic defending, one predatory swoop by Michael Owen, and the instant restoration of one slightly tarnished reputation. Half-time at Main Road, Manchester City 0, Liverpool 1. It's 12 seasons since Liverpool's last win on this ground. It's their last ever league visit to Main Road, where in general they've always fared pretty well. No changes to either side at half-time. Away from home, 1 point. At home, 2 wins and a draw for Manchester City so far in this unfolding Premiership season. Looking out Berkovic. Horlock. Oh, Dudek spilt it! Berkovic! Dudek was looking the other way when the ball hit him second time. He's a lucky pole, Jerzy Dudek, because the Israeli Berkovic really should have made it 1-1. It's a sloppy piece of keeping to start with from Horlock's initial shot. And then Dudek was actually looking the other way, towards Hyypiä on the goal line, when it was played back in. Berkovic becoming increasingly influential. This is Wright Phillips. Sun Ji-hai. Traore. Horlock. Huckabee. Lovely turn. Full of good things, Manchester City. They've produced everything except an equalising goal. But they've certainly threatened on plenty of occasions since half-time. Full of guile and pace and attacking intent. Foe. Touches for Wright Phillips. Gocha is forward, so's Anelka. Gerrard. Onside, Michael Owen. Chance for his second, Sun Ji-hai with him, and Owen has finished beautifully. And that from a player who hitherto could scarcely buy a goal. Could well be decisive in this game, clearly onside. Sun Ji-hai, stride for stride, but always a yard behind. Crisis of confidence, you've got to be joking. The only crisis here is for Manchester City, because they find themselves behind now to a brace of Michael Owen goals. Although it's been substituted a few times recently. He won't want to come off today because there's only one thing in his mind, and that's a hat-trick. Anelka. Foe. Well defended by Traore, who's done well filling in as a makeshift centre-back. Wright Phillips. Berkovic. And the header bounced down and over the bar from Foe. That's the waste of a very presentable chance. Should have been 2-1. Horlock. Allowed to run by Juve. Carragher, was that handball? Well, the referee has given an indirect free kick. Manchester City were hoping for something even more fruitful. Ball got stuck beneath Jamie Carragher. 2-goal leads have been fragile advantages for Liverpool in recent weeks. They've lost a couple of them. Still 10 minutes to play. And Anelka ready to strike this. It is Anelka, and it's a good save from Dudek. Jerzy Dudek hasn't had too much to do in the second half, but his reactions were pretty sharp when called upon. Anelka. Crowd rise from their seats behind the goal, anticipating something for City. And they've got a slice from Jamie Carragher, which is going to bring a corner kick. And Peter Schmeichel has joined the attack. Desperate times, desperate measures. Too long for Schmeichel. And he stayed up, though. If Gerrard could have booted it 100 yards, he would have done. Sun Ji-hai had better not lose it, because Schmeichel's only on the halfway line. Wright Phillips. Schuker. Taken off his toe by Steve Gerrard. And here comes Peter Schmeichel again. Scorer of 2 career goals, remember, for Manchester United and for Aston Villa. 3 minutes remaining of the 90. Dudek flapped, and Schmeichel is not going to be embarrassed because Sun Ji-hai has it. Schuke, trying to play it through the legs of Steven Gerrard. The reputations mean nothing. Oh, and now Owen could get possession, and Schmeichel's still way out of goal. Owen needed to release the shot a little more quickly. Still, it could be Owen. Hats off. It's a hat-trick for Michael Owen. The smile that says, I'm back. And did anyone ever seriously doubt him? It's his 8th hat-trick for Liverpool. And it says emphatically that Liverpool remain in prime form in the Premiership. It's their best ever start since the formation of the Premier League. And it's confirmed in style by a striker who is right back in top-class form. It's Michael Owen's day. You can't keep a good man down, so an exceptional talent was always going to emerge unscathed from a difficult run. He will go home with the match ball. It's Manchester City's first home defeat for a year. For Liverpool, 1 loss in 25 league games now. They're proving very durable. Today they had a rapier thrust as well. It's their 400th Premiership match. It ends in victory by 3-0.
What do you regard as the key features of a winning performance today?
I think the fact that Michael Owen got back into the score sheet, because we knew that once he would score, it would give a lift to himself first and to the whole team.
How difficult is it to maintain self-belief in the midst of a barren run?
Well, if I just kept myself to myself and surrounded myself with the right people, then it's not a problem at all. It's when you start reading and start listening to other stupid people in this country, then that's when it it could get difficult. But I think I'm wise enough now to know what to do best.
He is a great player. I mean, I don't think you'll find many people in the game disputing it. You might find people in the press trying to make out he's not quite as good as he was, but unfortunately for us, he's answered the critics here today.
I've been through the patches before, the good patches, the bad patches, and it's just important for the player to keep a middle ground and not believe he's the worst in the world, or not believe now I've scored a hat-trick I'm the best in the world, because I'm far from either of them.
Does he get the match ball?
He has a match ball. I tell you what, I think he will cherish that one. I think it's his H5 trick for the club, so that tells you everything. But I mean, when he scored the first goal, you could see that everybody, practically the whole team, went to congratulate him. So that's a good sign.
Now, ignoring all those stupid people that Michael was talking about there, did he do anything different today in his performance? I know he got 3 goals, brilliant, but did he perform in a different way today from how he's been playing?
No, not really, not at all. I think once he scored his first goal, once he got there, the confidence came back to him, and his all-round game looked so strong, Des, to be fair. From the very first whistle, he was very, very, very alive. Sun Ji-hai, a backward header towards Schmeichel, he read that, got in behind him, and that one just went past the post. From the resulting corner, watch, the Keystone Cops arrive and it's bobbling around all over the place. But that's just what you need. A barren spell comes to an end with just a little bit of luck. He's not had the best of that, that's definitely got to be said. But here it drops to him on his weaker foot, but he sweeps it home. And from that moment onwards, he didn't snatch at his chances. He seemed to be in control of himself from this point. And when he gets in these sort of areas, he's very, very dangerous. Again, hitting the target, making the goalkeeper make a save. As I said, his all-round game was good. Look, he's also contributing back for the back four, doubling up with Risa, trying to block Wright Phillips from getting across in here, which he does. He just gets a foot on that. He was everywhere, without doubt their best player. And this alley was some finish.
That was a great goal, Andy. I mean, it's very poor defensively. He sees position here. If you watch Owen, he positions himself to stand and how neither of them pick him up. One of them should have taken the responsibility to pick him up. They don't do it. He positions his body so he's running through. Look, online, away he goes. Now, the great thing here is the way he puts his body between the ball and the defender. And I've got to be honest, I don't know whether it's getting the early goal first straight away, but he just fancied them to score there.
And his last goal again, great ball from Steven Gerrard. I mean, City were pushing on and were leaving himself very open at the back, but Michael Owen, once he's got confidence in his veins and he's in this sort of situation, he's a real threat. And this one, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, could well have come back out, but today, it hits the post and finds its way in the back of the net.
Despite the lean spell, he's still got some record.
Well, if you look at the one that really did surprise me is that one at the bottom, the 30 goals in his last 40 Premiership appearances. I mean, that's
unbelievable.
That is a fantastic statistic, bearing in mind the barren spell he's had recently.
Did you go through many barren spells when you were striking?
Well, I went 5 or 6 months.
Months.
But all strikers go through barren spells, and it's amazing. His first goal there epitomised it. He gets a lucky break. He genuinely gets a lucky break when nightmare defending, sticks it away, and he's off and running. And I just think you could see the confidence ooze back into his game after the first goal.
When you weren't scoring for a few games, did you get tense? Did you try harder?
Of course you do, and it affects you. You start doing things that don't come naturally to you. But you'll take anything. You'll take a penalty. You just want a goal.
What about Man City today? Anelka was probably the best player, was he?
I thought so.
Yeah, Anelka was their strongest player. They were good up to a point, Des, but they just lacked. They missed Bernabia. He's been really good for them. He links well with Berkovic. They missed him today, and they run into 2 solid banks of
They won't
red
be in danger,
shirts.
though, will they, City, do you think?
Not at all, no. They're a good side. They'll get beat, they'll concede goals, but they will score them as well.
OK, thanks very much. Well, coming up in the next part, we'll be at Charlton. Not a single home point for them so far this season. And now comes Manchester United. Now, there's no doubt at all that the most brilliant football so far this season has come from Arsenal, both in the Premiership and in Europe. Today they were at Ellen Road to face a Leeds United team with their own title ambitions. And Peter Drury was there.
Maybe here, maybe now. If anyone can halt Arsenal's regal, relentless roll, then why not Leeds on their own patch? Terry Venables does lack Jonathan Woodgate injured, but recalls skipper Dominic Matteo, who's fit again. Harry Kewell is also back for Nicky Barmby. Arsenal, without Martin Keown, give a full debut to Frenchman Pascal Segal. They bring in Kanu for the injured Bergkamp and Touré for the rested Ljungberg. Well received, Wisdom has it, and recent history concurs that Arsenal always score and never lose. Thierry Henry attempted to score inside 5 seconds, which would even have beaten their achievement in Eindhoven during the week. Leeds, though, are next in the queue of those attempting to disprove such wisdom and render that history bunk. They have their skipper back, Dominic Matteo, on the ball. His return is a boost to Terry Venables, and the chairman alongside there, Peter Ridsdale, though neither would have been glad to hear that Jonathan Woodgate didn't make it for the game. Kelly. Bowyer wants it, Bowyer has it, away from Cole. Didn't Cole bite back well though. Vieira. Touré. Smith was late arriving. Free kick Arsenal. And a quiet word for Alan Smith from Alan Wiley. This is the sort of fixture that can bring the best and worst out of that fiery young man. Free kick hit straight at Bakker. Kewell. D'accord. Bowyer wants it wide. Touré wasn't going to let it get there. Vieira helped it on its way. Cole. Touré. Smith in again. Touré's got to earth, and Alan Smith is going to be booked here. Unsurprisingly, and really rather unintelligently. What is Alan Wiley meant to think when 30 seconds after having called him up and given him a friendly word, he sees Alan Smith go flying in again? Back up. Record dwelt on it, and you can't do that in this fixture. Henry. Touré. Adaby and Kelly between them had enough. Kelly caught on it by Cole. Great hunger here from Arsenal. In for Touré. It's Kolo Touré and Kanu. They always score. It is breathtaking. It is record-breaking. Gary Kelly caught on the ball. Ashley Cole so wanting the ball. Toure had his part to play. Kanu, last week's match winner. The scorer of a goal which writes a new line in Arsenal's famous history. They have scored in 47 consecutive league games, and dear old Chesterfield are rubbed out of the record books. Cole, toyed with Kuehl. Dacour's got in hard on Vieira. These two have clashed in this fixture before. Off the field, they're good mates and have stood up for each other after these bullish on-field confrontations before today. But they are not standing for each other here. They're thumping into each other, and Dacour has been booked. Bowyer. Kuehl's onside here. He's away from Seagull. It's Harry Kuehl. Look at Vieira. Always right place, right time, well-timed tackle. Vieira once more emerging. And then Cole. And now Kanu. Flag is up. There was a little bit of afters. Referee has waved it on. Wiltor. Lauren. In towards Henry. Oh, good stop. Here comes Toure, out from Kelly. Faced with the whites of Thierry Henry's eyes, a goalkeeper knows his work is cut out. And Paul Robinson answered the call here for Arsenal with good agility and good strong hands. Seagull. It's a good-looking ball for Henry. Might claim that he was held up by Dominic Matteo then, but there was no appeal. And there was no free kick. The ball has stayed in though with Wiltor, who's got clear of Mills. And turn it back for Toure! 2-0 Arsenal. They are just irresistible right now. And Toure, who scored at Stamford Bridge, has scored at Ellen Road for Arsenal. Henry. Niftily away from Dacour. In for Toure. Kolo Toure. Good challenge by Matteo. It's an Arsenal corner. Henry again. Oh! Off the line by Kelly. And clear from Mills. Could so easily have been three. The error for Cole. Kanu wanted ahead of Matteo, but is penalised. Now Dacour has gone on down after a clash with Patrick Vieira. Just at the very extreme of Alan Wiley's lateral vision, but he saw enough of it to determine that Patrick Vieira had earned himself a yellow card. Can they really go the whole season unbeaten? He said he thinks they might. Backer. Kelly. Out by Campbell. Wiltor. Kanu. Lovely ball for Henry. Thierry Henry. 3! Lucas Radeby just could not go stride for stride with the searing pace of Thierry Henry. Matteo, Viduka, Bakker. Wiltor flew in at Kuehl, who rather balked at the challenge. Leeds still have the ball, and the referee was happy to let it go. Smith's tumbled, Bakker tumbled before him. It's a Leeds free kick. And now Smith's getting involved with Lauren. He'd do well to take a step back and count to 10. Otherwise, he's got to take some premature steps down the tunnel. It's the foul on Bakker, which brought about the free kick. Smith was backing in, Campbell was at his back, and then Lauren maybe had a boot in the vicinity. Bowyer's free kick, Smith rising! Against the bar, Bakker. And it's out for Wiltor. Here's how close Leeds were to a consolation. It was a spring-heeled leap from Alan Smith. Masio's kick, Smith's leap. And Seagull's uncompromising belt into touch, and Bowyer going in. Seagull clashed with Bowyer. That was a fair old shoulder barge. Originally a fairly innocent clash, but then there was a boot close to Bowyer's face. And the upshot of the whole thing is a throw-in. There's always something like this when Leeds play Arsenal. Always. Bowyer's gone in there. Alan Wiley may want to consult. Seagull was on the wrong end of it. Bowyer was thoroughly uncompromising, and his stud was up, and Seagull will have felt it. Gary Kelly for Leeds. Kuhl. Bowyer. Good stop by Seaman. Bowyer again. Good stop again. Kuhl. Says something about Leeds' persistence, their desire to save face. Pennant. In for Cano! Normal service resumed. They are simply imperious. If they fancy a goal, they'll generally get a goal. 2 for Cano on the day, one right at the beginning, one right at the end. And on the champions inexorably go. Another day, another match, another wonderful performance, another record or two. 29 unbeaten in the Premiership, a 3-year-old record they now share with Manchester United. 47 straight scoring games in the league, eclipsing Chesterfield's old record. 23 away games unbeaten. 2 goals for Cano, 1 for Toure, 1 for Henry. But Arsenal are so much more right now than a row of statistics. They are a splendid group of players, and they have an air of invincibility which accompanies them wherever they go. It's finished at Ellen Road. Leeds 1, Arsenal 4. What are the rest to think? Why can't every team play like that? You pass and you move. In theory, it's so simple, and yet it's so special.
Well, what is difficult, what looks easy is sometimes very difficult, and these players are special. I said that many times, and they have developed a special team spirit, and when the confidence is there, you can see that kind of football.
The start is exactly what we didn't want. They just caught us cold, and they were really awesome, I thought. I am trying to change things which I feel would be for better for the team in the long run. Now, whether that's right or not, it's that blame, if it, and there must be, because we haven't played anywhere near like we can do, must be laid at my feet.
We have the spirit, we have the quality, we have the desire, and we have some ambition for the club, and we will all want to have the same ambition, and we were going to fight for it, because we know we can do it, and we will do it.
Well, Arsenal were wonderful again, Harry. What is making them so good at the moment? Why are they so special right now?
I'll tell you one of the reasons why they're so special, Des. They can play football, they can pass, but their work ethic is unbelievable. You look at the front men, Henry, Wiltor, Toure, they all graft, they really, really graft, and when they lose the ball, they all work so hard to get it back, and when they do get it back, they use it very well.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful stuff today.
Oh, they were just fantastic. And here's a prime example, Ashley Cole. He doesn't give them 2 seconds in the ball. Mills maybe could have been quicker. I honestly feel that teams are at their most vulnerable when they lose the ball against Arsenal, because there's so many of them come at you so quickly and with so much pace. But Touré's vision there to see Kanu, that's what it's all about. 100 strikers with a shot there, but he's got the vision to see him outside the right foot, a great pass. And you see again 2 or 3 tackles. They're not scared to get wired in. See, they can play great football, but another thing is, Des, they can mix it. I mean, you're not going to bully them by any stretch of the imagination. And you see there's 2 or 3 players flying, and there's always inevitably an end product. Great effort there from Henry.
This is scary, Ali, this one. I mean, that turn there, oh goodness me, I mean, I feel sorry for Lucas Radebe. I mean, that is the burning pace that he has, that Henry, and that is actually a careless pass for him, because he's normally so good at that. And this just sums them up, I think. Everything about them. Great ball from Kanu. And there's Henry. He's like a laxative. He's straight through you, and you're absolutely powerless to do anything about it. And everyone's standing around going, what the hell was that? Fantastic football.
They've got Bergkamp and, of course, Pires to come.
And Lundberg to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. Awesome squad they've got. And at the start of the season, their football has been tremendous to watch.
Do you think our old colleague will be a little bit dispirited about the fact that his team were really overwhelmed today?
Well, I think he's got to be, because make no mistake about it, I think there's a few of us here thought Leeds United would have been one of the close contenders for the Premiership.
Well, they might still be in the long run.
There might be, but I mean, today there's no doubt about it. You've got to be honest, hold your hands up, and even Terry said it, they got a footballing lesson today.
Yeah. Who stood out for you particularly for Arsenal?
Oh, well, again, I think that you look around the team, and they've got so many star performers, but I think Wiltord has just been sensational all season. He really has. And Henry, if there is a better striker in world football at the moment, then I certainly haven't seen him. I think that's a big thing for Arsenal right now, is trying to protect Henry and keep him in the side. If he gets injured, then we'll wait and see what happens.
They've only got 10 others. Well, with Arsenal and Liverpool both winning, Manchester United had to keep their momentum going against a Charlton team.
Confident? Are you sure? For Newcastle, it is a long way back from here.
Done in style by Arsene Wenger's team. What can stop the Gunners?
Play 2, 1-0, 1 point.
OK, on with the Premiership now. An unbeaten Chelsea began the day in 3rd place against West Ham, who'd conceded 9 goals on their last 2 Premiership visits to Stamford Bridge. Gabriel Clark now reports.
Come on, Chelsea!
Unbeaten, without a win. Top 3, bottom of the lot. The East-West London derby would offer more clues. Are West Ham bad enough to go down? Are Chelsea serious contenders?
I just think we've had an opportunity this season to begin the season, I suppose, with a group of players that are already used to playing with each other.
One away win all year.
Yes. Guts, that's what we're lacking at the moment.
We're playing against a team that are wounded. We have to be on our guard, because they're going to come out and try and redress the balance a little bit today.
And at the start, the Hammers support was singing with one voice. It rubbed off. Trevor Sinclair warmed up Carlo Cudicini. Chelsea were sluggish, Jimmy Floyd an angry bystander. Until 20 minutes in, Scott Minto fouled Robert Huth. A yellow card for Minto and a penalty to Chelsea. That's been the way of West Ham's luck. Step forward Hasselbank, out of form. Every ounce of frustration went into Jimmy's first Premiership goal of the season. The wonder kid Joe Cole had called for man-size Hammers commitment, and the midfield ground was being won. Singled out for stick 2 weeks ago, the returning Michael Carrick was outshining his old mate Frank Lampard. And not even Cudicini could stop the flow of claret. Jermaine Defoe followed up with his first of the campaign. The form team were lucky to be level. Because West Ham were playing without fear, and Roda had a captain long overdue something special. 4 minutes into the second half, Paolo Di Canio teed himself up. They do say class is permanent. There could be only one response. On with Gianfranco Zola came enthusiasm, and within 10 minutes, an equaliser of trademark brilliance. Many expected the Hammers' house of cards to collapse. Not this time. 7 minutes from the end, Di Canio pounced on more Chelsea indecision, and West Ham had finally won a league game. The captain's pride and joy was matched by the boss. Unbeaten? Not anymore. For the drop? Not likely.
Paolo Di Canio's keeping his own counsel right now. He's letting his football do the talking. Yeah. Sum up his contribution.
Mesmeric, really. You know, the volley, only Paolo would think about hitting it with his left foot from there.
They outplayed us. They had more chances, and they looked sharper, and yeah, that was it actually.
But that win was for everyone at the club. We're all in the same boat, we're all rowing in the same direction. That's the supporters as well, everybody, and it's just nice to be leaving here with 3 points.
Yeah, some relief there for West Ham fans and manager Glenn Roeder, and if he was under pressure, Sunderland's Peter Reid knew all about it too. His team faced an Aston Villa side who haven't exactly set the pulses racing either.
And here is Darius Vassell. So quick on his feet, of course, as he's underlining here. Now Lee Hendry arriving, and it's deflected over the top. But such a spirited opening by Aston Villa, a side seeking their first away goal in the Premiership this season. Gareth Barry with the corner. Oh, Swanson's fumbled it. It's Milberg. And much to the Danish goalkeeper's relief, it was Rayner in the way. It won't do much for his nerves, though. Jay Lloyd-Samuel, who really has caught the eye for Aston Villa in their early matches. Dublin letting it run through, and it's Vassell just wide. 3 early chances now for Villa, but none taken. And away comes Villa on the break. Hendry to Vassell. Sunderland having to backpedal again. This is Hendry striking for goal, beaten out by Sorensen. Well, Graham Taylor is forever encouraging Hendry to shoot on sight, and he's doing exactly that. Hit locked by Archer, and it's Bellion away now. David Bellion. Yes! Oh, his first goal for Sunderland on his first Premiership start, and it's absolutely priceless. The 19-year-old from Cannes, who Peter Reid has gambled on today. Hendry aiming for Dublin, and Villa's match winner against Everton last weekend. So close to being their saviour once more. De La Cruz deflected towards Dublin, and Sorensen flipping it over the top on this very, very tense day.
A little bit anxious to start, but once the game got on, we did well. Defended well when we had to do, and then got a really good goal. You know, and the most important thing was the result, winning today, and the players have responded really well.
More success for the North East at St Andrews. Newcastle stubbornly refusing to join Leeds and Aston Villa on the list of Birmingham's victims. Shay Given at his best to thwart Stern John before Bobby Robson's side launched an unstoppable, splendid attack. Gary Speed's long pass, laid off by Alan Shearer to Laurent Robert, and the return ball left for Noel Solano. The Peruvian's finish was perfect. The smiles are back after that midweek disappointment in Europe. Blues couldn't be faulted for effort. Paul Devlin almost deceived Given, but the home side rarely exerted any real pressure. Steve Bruce won't have been hugely surprised when his side was stretched and punished again in stoppage time. Shearer supplying for subs Shola Amiobi to seal Newcastle's first Premiership win on the road.
Good win for Newcastle, and the pressure off Sunderland a little bit. Will the fans be a bit more forgiving there now, do you think? Or?
Well, you would hope so. I'm not too sure, though. That's a tremendous result for Sunderland. They had to win today, and a great result for Peter Reid. I mean, Sunderland had 2 top 10 finishes in the first couple of years with Peter Reid, but looking at the way things are shaping up there, you look at, for teams that are down at the bottom at the moment, for example, West Ham, they've got somebody like Di Canio who's got just class, can turn games. I don't think Sunderland have MD of that sort of stature. They've got guys that are honest and will work really, really hard to get the results, but I think they're missing a little bit of class.
On the subject of Di Canio, what a goal.
Incredible goal, Des. I tell you what, I think you're going to do well to see a better one than this all season. I mean, this guy, you know, this is why managers put up with players that are a bit temperamental and they have the odd tantrum now and again. That's why you put up with it, because when he produces that, he is a match winner. I mean, what a wonderful strike that is. I mean, we've seen him score some great goals. I don't think we'll ever see him score a better one than that. I think the guy's a he's a genius for me.
Genius. He'd probably do well on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, wouldn't
I think he would, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be good on that show, yeah. Well, still to come, 3 more games which produce 7 goals. And by the way, look out for Middlesbrough against Middlesbrough, who started the day 7th.
Spurs, with a 100% home record, were surprised by Borough's 4-3-3 formation and spent most of the first half chasing shadows. Just after the half hour, Steve McLaren's side took a well-deserved lead, the impressive Massimo Macaroni making no mistake. Even Teddy Sheringham's introduction at the start of the second half couldn't stifle Borough's supremacy. Macaroni turned provider, finding Jeremy unmarked in the box, whose calmness and shot could only deflect off Casey Keller and fly past a helpless Ben Thatcher. This week, according to Glenn Hoddle, emulating Arsenal should be the name of the game at White Hart Lane. Spurs fans could be forgiven for expecting a long wait. A goal would have been useful, and Stefan Everson nearly obliged, but his header struck Mark Schwartz's post. Borough completed Tottenham's misery. Massimo Macaroni once again at the heart of the action. His pass outwitting the Spurs defence, and Job made it 3-0. Jeremy, on loan from Real Madrid, could have made it 4-0 from a late free kick. Keller did just enough to push the ball onto the post, and Job squandered the follow-up. It was Spurs' biggest Premiership home defeat since losing to Borough by the same score 4 years ago.
Nigerian international defender Joseph Yobo made his long-awaited Everton debut and initially faced a frantic introduction to English football. David Unsworth's goal-line clearance denied Fulham during a lively opening by the Londoners, but after that the away challenge just fizzled out. Everton deserved to lead by the break, and Kevin Campbell's scoring streak continues. His 4th goal in 3 matches in first-half stoppage time. And while Fulham was still reeling, Everton advanced again to strike the knockout blow. Thomas Graveson's first goal in 11 months. A shock for Fulham after 3 successive clean sheets, and the attacks kept on coming. Especially unlucky was Thomas Rudzinski. The post held some sort of magnetic attraction for the Canadian. The scoreline could have been far more convincing, and he deserved more after showing great strength to get past Zat Knight. The success was soured slightly by some late scuffling after Andy Melville tangled with Campbell. There was an FA inquiry when these teams met at Craven Cottage last season, and the bad feeling lingers. But a couple of yellow cards sorted this one out.
Saints played better away, says Gordon Strachan. Into the last 10 minutes and a draw looked the most likely result. Cure Wainbridge surge, Campo couldn't stop him, and Southampton's England international scored for the first time in 2.5 years. They almost grabbed a second. Barnes's back pass was short. James Beattie lifted his shot over the bar. It was a decisive moment. A change in fortunes and a dramatic equaliser in stoppage time. A Kocher's long throw was helped on by Mike Whitlow. Djorkaeff doesn't miss from there. And don't forget, for all the latest news on your Premiership team, log on to our website, itv.com/Premiership, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Well, your old club Middlesbrough, the surprise of the season in many ways. 3rd place tonight, Andy.
Well, they're doing very well. They're always mean defensively. I think Gareth Southgate and Hugo Ehiog are one of the best central defensive partnerships. But this year, of course, they've got Macaroni who's come in. They paid a lot of money for.
It's good, isn't he?
And he's getting the goals for him. There's Juninho to come back, hopefully, you know, once he recovers from his knee injury. So, no, things are looking good for him.
Good, OK, Andy, thank you very much indeed. Now, one thing from one of the papers, a Bergkamp quit sensation. They've done an interview with him in the News of the World. He says he's going to quit Arsenal at the end of the season, go back to football in Holland. There we are. Now, if you missed any of the action, remember it's on again at 9:25 tomorrow morning. There's the United States Grand Prix at 6:15 tomorrow evening, and you can see the qualifying directly after this programme. And don't forget the Premiership on Monday at 11:30 that night. And of course we're at Old Trafford for the Champions League on Tuesday night. That's Manchester United against Olympiacos. That's live. OK, here's the table as it stands tonight.